What was so weird about my career up until a while ago was just kind of write in Philadelphia, fly to LA, sell it, fly back home, make it, edit it, and go to the premiere. That's how we did it. It wasn't, you know, it was just an Amish person making chairs. I guess ambition creeps in, you know, the opportunities and all that stuff. So I ended up doing a couple big movies, like big budgeted movies. So I started to kind of follow that a little bit. You start to look at yourself differently as the movies have rolled on and the danger has gone away a little bit.
We sit, we stare, our faces on fire.
This movie that we're making, it's me being a kid again, going back and going, do I believe in this as magic?
All right, here we go. You rolling? And action!
This is kind of a being reborn again kind of a movie for me. That's scary because there's very little room for error. There's no fallback. All relies on threading that needle just perfectly, and threading the needle perfectly requires me to have the right point of view.
You know, when you think of Найта Шьямалана, you think of these huge movies, and he made a decision. This was his choice to make this movie. It forces everyone to truly be collaborative because we're not in a position to just say yes to everything. It really extracts the ego out of the process, and for me, it takes us back to, you know, the essence of what I love about filmmaking is that we're all getting together to do something creative that we love.
Full rehearsal, ready? Here we go. Let's shoot.
Yes, please. Here we go, guys.
The film is a kind of a first-person documentary format. There's a level of veracity that's so hard to attain when you are scripting it. The precision involved to make it look like it was spontaneous, it's staggering, it's almost suffocating. I've been trying to be very aware of the purity of my intentions versus corruption, and corruption it's everywhere. When you extrapolate that idea all the way out to our whole business of what we do, which is a very dicey thing, which is selling our art, you can get lost in that corruption really quickly, and you feel just lost in the moment you do that. I mean, why did we become artists? I mean, you know, I feel, this is my feeling, that when the commerce is leading the artist, not great things happen. And when the artist inspires the commerce, good things happen for everybody. And I'm making sure that the art's gonna lead the commerce. So I go, this is the movie I wanna make. Casting, it's a fascinating thing. You know, a lot of people say that 80% of your job as a director is casting. And corruption can bring its head in that particular arena so easily. What that means for you, do you aspire to work with that person? Oh, I'll look so much better because that person's working on the movie, or what they can do, or they'll make us safe. And in this movie, the edict was all unknowns. So that was the first decision. Let's not have anybody super famous in the movie. I watched and watched and watched and watched the auditions over and over and over again.
We're looking for visual tension, you know, something that pulls the frame, something that forces us to imagine what's beyond the frame.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Ah! Walmart sales associate on a massive cruise ship. I hate you, spoiled brats.
We hate you too.
You can believe what you want, but this is how I feel.
Okay, make me believe you.
I didn't let myself make an intellectual decision, just kept watching it, which reminded me again of the old days when I obsessed instead of doing like, you know, that kind of thing, or watching with a group of people. Like, I wouldn't let anybody be with me until I had a really strong hold on what I felt about these actors. Imagining each one 100%, I made my decision, you're the one, that's the one. and really going, what now? What do I feel? What is the aftertaste of that? Am I coming from the right places? You know, sleeping on it, watching them again. I really did that on this one and picked these individuals from around the world to star in this movie. This might be my favorite perfect constellation of actors. It's as if these people were the people that I wrote. It brings me great peace even to talk about this, because no matter what happens with the movie, that was done correctly. They were written with purity, hopefully, but they were 100% chosen with purity. I'm doing everything I can on this movie to trust, to relearn hearing my voice again. Not to ask someone so that I check and I make sure I'm okay. Am I okay? Hey, did you like the movie? Are you okay? Do you think I did it well? That kind of thing, which I started to get in the habit of. You know, we didn't have playback on the movie, which is the first giant thing of trusting your instincts. You know, I didn't get to look and see, did I do the shot right? What does your gut say? Did you do the shot right? If not, do it again. If you did, move on.
Knight is a very meticulous filmmaker. His scripts are very tightly composed puzzles. You know, there's not a lot of fat in them. They're very concisely constructed. So in the edit room, he's the same way. From films in the past, Knight is in this 150%. We were editing during the shoot. That's how involved in the edit he's been.
Back to one, back to one. Excellent, guys.
I was in aggressive mode and feeling on top of everything. So I come in here, edit, and I never do that. I never edit during the movie. And I realized why I've never edited during a movie, because I'm a coward. That's why I've never done it, because you see everything you've done wrong immediately. So now you're faced with your own flaws and your limitations. And then that started to become the pattern. I go and edit, see what we need to shoot or reshoot. I keep telling Luke, I feel like I'm cheating, like I'm just checking my answers and changing the test, and the test is turning out to be a really good grade. And I don't know if that happens if you're worried about a studio executive, if you're worried about an audience, if you're worried about, you know, anyone else is in that room with you. I don't know if you're having a very clean conversation.
It was the best first day.
One thing unique to a film of this size and scope is what Knight brings to the table. Knight's done a nice job of really making you question, would you, could you, would that ever happen to you and your family?
I see the potential in the small movie. I love it. I love the dinner table scene. I love the small characters and the small locations and all that stuff. I can tell big biblical stories in those little locations. There's also the cost of time. You know, I think for me, there's a speed that the ideas come to me and they're meaningful to me. And for a big movie, it takes 3 years, and it's just too long. I'm not the same human being. It's not relevant, the story, anymore to me. Unbreakable didn't make sense to me 2 years later. It had to be about that time when I was feeling dark, and I don't know the responsibility that I'm being asked to do, if I want it or this or that. You know, it only valid at that moment. The power, I think, of the pieces when an artist makes a painting, you know, you're feeling their emotion tattooed in the paints, and the same thing with our movie. The smaller and quicker I can make them, the more you're literally gonna feel what I was feeling.
And cut. Olivia, you okay? All right, here we go, go. No run.
Maybe it's like you're not alive unless, you know, you're not using everything you have unless there's some danger involved, unless you kicked into a different gear.
All right, we ready? Yeah, do that, that's good.
It's a little like what I dreamed if I was a professional basketball player, and just what it would be like to kind of go onto a streetball court with all the best streetball players and be like, I understand there's no referee. I'm gonna show you, you know, why I love playing basketball.